I don't know where the time is going. It seems like just yesterday we had the September World Cup qualifiers, and here we are, a week and a half away from the next set of qualifiers for everyone all over the planet. We're focusing here on the U.S. men's national team, and I know we show this a lot, but let's just recap it really quick. Thursday, October the 7th against Jamaica in Austin. Sunday, October the 10th at Panama. Wednesday, October the 13th against Costa Rica. By the way, there's a big game in CONCACAF on the 7th. Mexico and Canada. We're going to keep an eye on that one as well at the Azteca. You can only imagine what this would be like if the United States had not come back against Honduras, but they did. So there's a little more optimism. They are treading above water, but you want to see that momentum. No more excuses for not being ready. No more excuses for being a bit wet behind the ears. You've had those 3 games, which I gave to them. Many of you out there did not. Many of you demanded that they come out and win these games, but I gave them. But now we're all on the same. Now we're on all the same wavelength. You got to deliver here. You get 2 home games. I'm setting it at 6 points is the minimum, which means you got to win 2. 6 points is the minimum. We will gladly take 9, and 7, I think, is what happens, right? 7, and if you get 7 points, you'll be in the top 3 after this, and you'll be almost at the halfway point. So pretty big now as we're a week and a half away. Greg Berhalter is going to probably pick a bigger roster. I imagine maybe closer to 30. He picked 26 last time. And the roster got thinned out, remember? So that's on him, and he can't do that at this point. There's also going to be possibly some restrictions for the English-based players. That is because Panama's on the red list. So this continues to compromise the qualifiers, which just stinks. But when you're talking about the English-based players, Christian Pulisic, Anthony Robinson, Tim Ream, Zach Steff, and Josh Sargent, and Horvath. So Ethan Horvath. So you have that group. Then you have the injuries to Christian Pulisic. Serginho Dest is back. Christian Pulisic and Gio Reyna. I don't think Gio Reyna is going to make it. We knew that. Christian Pulisic did not appear or feature or even make the bench for Chelsea this weekend, so he has one more shot. Doesn't seem like he's going to play against Juventus, but maybe makes the bench. And then I think they play Southampton. So if he doesn't make those games, do you bring him in if he's not got any games under his belt? I think you bring him in. And then even if you can't play him at Panama, you hopefully get him at some point here. It's Christian Pulisic, for crying out loud. So there's a lot here. The good news is it was a good week for the U.S. men's national team players. Everywhere. Matt Miazga starting. Chris Richards having a breakthrough game statistically for Hoffenheim. We mentioned Serginho Dest. Lots of goals, and we'll get to that because this is the Soccer OG. Check out the Soccer OG podcast. It is up there right now. I am joined by Adnan Virk, my former colleague at ESPN, now with MLB Network as well as DAZN and many other great places. He has a podcast, Cinephile. So we talk about a few things off the cuff soccer-wise. We did talk about him being Canadian, the reaction of the Canadian. Look, I want the Soccer OG to be the official network of Canadian soccer fans too. We love you, Canada. Woo! So we have Adnan Virk. So check out the podcast, Soccer OG, where all pods are available. You're going to find some very interesting little tidbits there that maybe should not have been said, but were. And then hit the subscribe button. Let's get it going. And we appreciate all those who have joined the Soccer OG family. So today, I am going to take a quick look, maybe not so quick, at the striker situation, which to me starts to be the most, I don't want to say alarming, but the most scrutinized position right now because we need someone to score goals. And we had a ray of light with Ricardo Perez. We've had several guys step up in different games, and that's part of the criteria as to who makes the roster, how many guys make the roster, and in what order they should be viewed. I'm going to give you my order. I'm going to give you a top 6 because I think 6 guys make it. Keep in mind the Pulisic injury. He's considered a forward. He's not going to play number 9. But you have wingers and forwards. Guys on my list, there's one winger that I think can project as a forward. So I think he can play both positions. But he'll make this list of technically number 9 center forwards here. And there's guys who've had chances. And there are guys that have seized it. And there's guys who have not. So we figure it's going to be a big roster. I think they could take more than 6. I mean, these are forwards, so you're taking 5 center forwards and a winger/forward combo. You're going to have other wingers make up that 9, 10-man group of forwards that could called in. Let's call it 9. And I'll tell you, I think you'll be surprised at some of the orders in what we've been able to see here. So some guys returning from injury in the nick of time, which is good news as well. So looking at what we're going to have here from this group, it's a very promising group. And I rate it on form, health, also who scored. And I want to go through that list because there were a lot of big games that we've seen over the last few months featuring the United States. Matthew Hoppe scored in the 83rd minute, a winner. You know what? I'll get to that as I mention the players. Let's get right into the list. No more dilly-dallying. Let's get right into it. My number 6 ranked striker forward right now for the U.S. men's national team is Josh Sargent. Yeah, I was going to make a top 5 list, but I think Sargent still makes it, so I made it a 6. Look, he's been given the opportunities, he hasn't gotten it. Coupled with what's happening with his club, Norwich, they might be the worst club amongst the big 5 leagues. They don't even look close to getting a result. A win, a tie, it's not on the offer right now for Sargent, who we feel for, but you can't be sitting and bringing up guys that you feel aren't going to deliver. There is no more breathing room for Greg Berhalter. He has to hit these games and has to hit it right. He brings Sargent. I don't think you feature him too much here. I mean, Norwich lost again to Everton. They have 2 goals in 6 games as a team. I don't think he registered a shot. It's just very pessimistic output for Josh Sargent, who there's no record of goals from him anywhere. And there's a lot of games he's played. So to me, I think he's hanging over the edge. I want to get him confidence, but we can't sit around and wait. We're here. This was a 2-year process. We're here. We need guys who could score goals. Number 5, Matthew Hoppe. I wanted to put him higher. I think the Hoppe mania is going to hit. It just might be a month away still. He might make it. He might play out wide, which he spoke to Football Americas, Hercules Gomez, and Sebastian Salazar, and said he didn't really like playing there. But, you know, you make the squad. He also suggested he's going to make the team. He's earned it. The move to Mallorca, he got a reserve situation, had a goal that was ruled offside. Then he played against Real Madrid. Tough spot, and they got throttled. But he had a couple good hold-ups. He was involved in the goal that Mallorca scored, and I thought he won a penalty, to be honest. He got pulled out 59th minute. So Matthew Hoppe, you were hoping he would get a game this weekend. He did not. Against Osasuna, a game that Mallorca lost 3-2, and they're heading in the wrong direction. But he's going to get there. I wanted to put him as high as 2 or 3, but 5 I think is the right spot for him. Baby steps, get into the roster, make your way in. Number 4 is Tim Weah. He's going to be big, especially if Christian Pulisic isn't in there. You're going to see him as a winger, and he might go right into the starting 11. He is doing very well with Lille. He played a full 90 minutes over the weekend at Strasbourg. Played 30 minutes previously. Lille are in the Champions League. He should be able to get some minutes there as well, forming a nice partnership with Jonathan David. He set up 2 goals for Lille over the weekend, so he's making the most of this opportunity. He is one of the real high risers at any position on the U.S. team. I'm going to put him here at number 4. I think he can play center. I think it might be a good look. If you have the good wingers, and I imagine Pulisic and Reina, Conrad, Brendan Aronson's a midfielder, maybe he can come up. They don't have a lot of wingers right now. Maybe Paul Arriola gets it back in there. But I think Weah can score goals at that front middle part of that front 3. To number 3, Jozy Zavala. Had his injuries, had a hamstring issue. He has come back. He scored 2 goals over the weekend for Columbus. 2 great goals. He has 3 goals in the last 2 games. He's played in the last 4 for the Columbus Crew. He is a guy who put his hand up when they needed him. It was in the Gold Cup. He scored a goal there. It was because at Qatar. So he has proven to, when he was given an opportunity, he delivered by scoring a goal. You got to like it. And I think Greg Berhalter is just chomping at the bit to call him in. They have a relationship. He trusts him. I'm all about getting players that you trust. So Jozy Zavala may be surprising at 3, which means he's going to play. Get him in there. More experience. I'm all for it. We saw inexperience come front and center in the first set of qualifiers. More experience is good. So Jozy Zavala at number 3. Number 2 is Jordan Peat. It's impossible to put him much lower because he's been sensational for young boys. We know about the goal against Manchester United. They're in second in Switzerland. He's had goals in the last 3 games that he has played, and he scores with his head. The Manchester United game, the ball was turned over. He finished there I think it was the near post. It doesn't really matter. So Peat's form has gotten him in there. I still don't know if he's the right fit for this system. When I see him play, not as mobile as these other guys, but maybe horses for courses in some situations. He delivered for the U.S. in the semifinals of the Nations League in the 89th minute when he scored against Honduras. So Jordan Peat, with everything he's done, is irresistible right now. Really, with everything he's done, he should be number 1 on this list, quite frankly. But I have number 1, Ricardo Perez. Goals drying up for him with FC Dallas. Just 1 goal in his last 5. Remember, he was scoring goals for fun prior to that. FC Dallas going through some strange happenings. Luchi Gonzalez was dismissed, and their club has been under scrutiny by a lot of the media members for not taking their MLS play success seriously enough. They get good players, they sell them. FC Dallas's academy is second to none in North America, really, and you can compete it with some of these European academies as the way they are going. But Ricardo Perez delivered when he was put in there. 18 years of age. Greg Berhalter was raving about him after that game. Really impressed. No lip service there. So Berhalter, I think, he likes to look good, as all managers do. And Ricardo Perez made him look really good. So I'll keep an eye on Perez this week. Hopefully he can get some goals. His teammate, Jesus Ferreira, is also a guy who's going to be considered. Just some guys who didn't make the list, who won't make it. Jesus Ferreira, Sebastian Gioacchini, very close, but not playing enough for Montpellier. I mean, he's played like 40 minutes in 4 games, and he comes in the 88th minute, 82nd. He's not quite right there. There are better options. So Gioacchini waits for another one. Daryl DK, promising signs for him. Not quite there yet. I'd like to give him a few more games. Gioacchini may slip in here onto that roster, but I doubt it will be beyond the 6 names that I gave you. Sebastian Soto, not there either, but it's good options. Did I miss anyone? No, I didn't. We need goals, and we need reliable goals. And I think there are 3 or 4 guys there that could be the one that puts their hand up on a more permanent basis. I'm not ruling out Josh Sargent, but I think now is the time. 2 home games. This is where you get fat on goals. And one of these guys could get 2 goals. I think Pepe's the best option. He's still 18 and doesn't have that glow that he had by the end of the September qualifiers. But still, he works well with this system. You saw it. And he just answered the bell, man. I believe in that kind of stuff. Soccer OG, check out the Soccer OG podcast. Hit the subscribe button here. Be part of it. We're going to have great videos as we did in September. We will have reaction videos right after all 3 qualifiers, and we'll get you ready, man, because the World Cup's going to be here before you know it.